2 new game screens myself, so.
Primal went to the wrong palette. He's on, I forget which one that is, but A-Right is the one that Gunner and
yeah, A-Right is blue and green. But we did see Primal cycle through literally all of the palettes before he started, so. Alright, so if this is your first time to a red race, anybody who can, anytime we have an opportunity to name a character, we name them a single character name because all the text in this game scrolls 1 character at a time. So fewer letters in the name means fewer time spent in menus waiting for names to print.
All 3 players going for the PC potion right away, given that this is a race, and PC or the potion will allow us to potion to stay alive if we need to on the first rival fight. Let's as these guys are doing Oak's mission here and getting into the rival fight, let's talk about who we got.
All right, so on the left, the man, the myth, the legend, Gunnermaniac, Gen 1 and Gen 3 extraordinaire, holder of the all-important Radicate % category extension world record in Gen 1, and also world record holder for Elite 4 Round 2 in Gen 3. Hasn't been doing many races this year. I don't think he's done any this year. He did a couple in 2019. But before that, he was prolific, specifically in races to Misty. And of course, he's got just a ton of experience with this game, so you can count on him to have a really solid time.
Gunner naming his Squirtle K. See, right in the middle here, we have randalleatscheese, better known as Randall. He's been absolutely crushing races recently. Tons of races over the past month getting prepared for this tournament. Has a race PB, it's a high 152, which if he does anything close to that, we'll get him into pot 1, I believe, moving into round 2.
Then on the end here, we have Primalpizza, relatively new to the community. He has been doing a lot of practice for this, both on and off stream. This is his actual first race, though, so it's going to be interesting to see how he handles the unique stresses that you get during a race. I can attest that if you don't do a bunch of races prior to your actual tournament race, some things can catch you by surprise, so it'll be interesting to see how he handles that.
I spoke to him a little bit before the stream, talking about nerves and stuff like that and how to prepare. Hopefully he took some of the advice, but didn't actually watch my run to figure out how to play the game, because that's not a good reference. And Primal's he's streamed Ducks % recently, so one of the alt main categories.
We'll have to bring that up when we get to Vermilion.
I will be plugging alt main categories for the rest of his run.
Everybody out of Oak's lab in really good time, they all got out under 3 minutes, which would be acceptable for a normal run, especially in a race. You'll take that every time, because that means your rival didn't growl you too much and your attack on your Squirtle wasn't too bad. Everybody on the way up, getting their encounter, it looks like.
Like that. Now, from then on, you're praying for no encounters the whole way through. And be doing what you can to avoid stepping in grass as much as possible. So let's see.
Coming back down Route 1, if you haven't had an encounter yet, we do have an option to go through some grass patches that you normally wouldn't go through. Randall's doing it right there, YOLO grass. You risk an encounter, so if you hit an encounter, that loses you a few seconds, but if you don't hit an encounter, you save a couple seconds because you didn't have to go to the right, so. Gunner talking to Oak from behind like a true yellow player. For red, it doesn't matter if you talk to Oak from the back or from the side, because you're safe. The reason that we talk to him from the side or from behind is to save the rival walking tiles, because the rival walks way too slow. In yellow, you have to talk to him from the back because you have Pikachu with you, and Pikachu will block the rival and they'll move over. So Gunner just keeping that muscle memory from yellow.
I didn't even think about that. I gotta get my yellow knowledge up.
They use Ice Beam and it's much better than Blizzard. There you go.
Oh, I know. I've experienced that. Beam's such a better move.
Gunner hitting an encounter on the way up.
So at any moment now, if any of these guys miss the encounter, just going back up to Viridian, I could.
There's Primals.
Yeah, Primal gets one.
Randall gets one. We are neck and neck.
So we're heading up to our first major manipulation in the game, where the players will save the game on a specific tile, reset, and then perform a series of very specific movements and walk into a tile of grass in order to produce a perfect Nidoran for this run and be able to catch it with one Pokeball.
So probably expect. Ooh, okay. All runners went with 4 balls there. In races, sometimes you'll see 5 just for extra safety in the event that you misinput or just miss part of the manipulation, which includes hitting a specific frame to ensure a Pokemon will be caught by a Pokeball. But all runners going with 4 there, so they're giving themselves one chance to miss something. Gunner going with old Nido Manip.
Yeah, I think he got NPC. Was it an NPC troll too? He saved a tile late. I don't know if that Manip just
I think that's just the
saving. That's just how it is. Okay. Saw Primal swapping his slot 1 and slot 2 items to put Pokeballs on top.
Which is really good as a first runner. Ooh, Primal missed something though, so he's going back. There's a possibility that could be an IGT. All of these manipulations that we do have a chance, depending on the frame that they're on, of not working. And Primal may have had that, or he may have missed one of his inputs.
It's like went fine for Gunner and Randall. I'm not sure if either of these players are going to be going for extended.
I don't think Gunner is. He did something weird on his naming screen.
And Randall's going for the tree pot, so.
Randall going with the potion, Gunner not going for an encounter, so no extendeds this time.
Primal going for his Nidoran again. Oh, he's resaving.
So he's just resaving, and that could be a good sign. He could be...
Yeah, if he's confident that he nailed the A presses and just didn't get the encounter. Sometimes you just know.
So we're in Viridian, which means we have to talk about the special tiles that live in this forest. If you look on the tiles that Gunner is walking through right now, all of the tiles that he's walking through have a little flower in the lower right-hand corner. If you are walking on a tile that is styled like that, you do not get an encounter. They do not spawn encounters, so you only run through a handful of tiles in all of Viridian Forest that can spawn encounters. So unless you get unlucky, like Randall did, getting an encounter on one of the tiles that you have to step on to avoid the bug catcher, you can usually get through Viridian with just one encounter.
So Primal got his Nidoran, and Gunner and Randall are heading into the bug catcher fight. One of the worst fights in the game. This can cost so much time in the early game, depending on how it goes, how many times you get poison stinged, whether or not you get poisoned, if he crits you. This could be a terrible time loss. So far, so good for Gunner, it looks like.
Gunner looking really good here.
Oh, he had crit on the last one.
So we can talk about crit mechanics in Gen 1. As you saw at the beginning there, we tail whipped the Weedle twice because we're only level 6, the Weedle's level 9, we got to be able to do damage to it. We want the fight to end relatively quickly because the Weedle can do a lot of damage. So we tail whip 2 times. In Gen 1, if you crit, it ignores all stat changes. So the 2 tail whips that we did are negated by the crit, which actually ends in our tackle doing less damage than it would have if he hadn't crit. So that fight would have ended and he wouldn't have had to potion there. So he actually lost quite a bit of time to that crit.
Yeah. I didn't see what health he ended at, but I guess he probably would have had a potion coming out of that fight anyway.
Yes.
But still annoying to not end that fight on that turn.
So Gunner also doesn't have a bird going into Brock, so this can be interesting. He didn't get a backup bird.
Oh yeah, I didn't see the special. WSUP says that he has good special. So,
All right, perfect.
Depending on the special stat of your Squirtle heading into Brock, you're either going to 2-shot or 3-shot his Pokemon. 3-shotting, specifically on Onix, can put the run at a big risk. Depending on
Thanks to Bide.
Yeah, if you time your attacks against the Bide poorly.
Randall going back for the potion.
Taking that poison hit. Gunner staying healthy against Geodude. Randall doing the bird manip. Here we go.
Okay, this is fun. So Randall most likely has bad, and he's doing the best palette. If you have bad special, it helps to have another Pokemon in your party that you can swap into Onix and have it tank the bide damage for you. We can't do it if you don't have a bird because your Nidoran would die and we need Nidoran alive. So getting a bird here gives you a backup, something to swap into if you need it.
Of course, Randall going with the inverted bird.
Mm-hmm.
For all of our viewing pleasure. Oh, he misses the Yola Ball, though.
That's... Ooh, and the crit off the Gus, just uber punish for it.
Yeah. He had already
Gunner is
swapped
through
Nidoran.
his Brock fight in sub 12.
Yeah, he's got to reset that. Regretting the inverted bird.
Like Icarus, he's flown too close to the sun. Like I said, Gunner through Brock in sub 12 is great for a regular run, really good in a race.
Yeah.
So right there, if you saw Gunner's screen, he moved up to his options and changed something in the options menu. He's now changed his battle options to set. So the game is no longer going to ask him if he wants to swap Pokemon because we are going to be using Nidoran and Nidoking for the rest of the run.
Alright, Randall gets his bird. And Primal's starting on Brock. Let's see if Primal has a good special or not. Oh, SpeedGaming with the raid.
SpeedGaming, thank you for the raid. Everybody, welcome to the Pokemon Red Any Percent Glitchless No Instant Text Tournament 2020.
Doesn't look like good special for Primal.
Does not. But he's getting all right luck with the Geodude. If Geodude knocks you down too far, you can get into awkward healing situations on Onix. Obviously, you know, our HP strats can deal with all of it, but it can still make it awkward, especially if you're newer to the game.
Right, so this section of the game that Gunner is moving into, Route 3, heading up to Moon. A big concern during this portion is your horn attack count, because you want to be able to conserve horn attacks for the Moon Rocket fight coming up. Now, I don't believe that Gunnermaniac is going to be doing the last strats that have come out for races recently. Randall has discussed that he may or may not do them. I've seen him do them in races, and I've seen him not do the last strat in races, so we'll see how that goes.
Gunner now coming up to one of the most annoying fights in the game. We like to call him Shorts Guy because he likes to talk about how much he loves shorts, how easy they are to wear, how comfy they are. And he has a Rattata and an Ekans that can absolutely ruin runs. The Rattata through just dealing a lot of damage, and the Ekans from getting you into wraps, which can waste 5 turns at a time. Tail Whip there from the Rat on Gunner, so he's going to be taking, obviously, more damage now. Okay, so he's down to 12 on the tackle.
So now you just gotta hope that he doesn't see a wrap, because with the Tail Whip, the wrap will be doing extra damage each time.
Randall through Brock.
And he gets the wrap. She's got a potion turn 1 and of the wrap, and then wait it out. You hate to see it. That's right. Wrap might be the worst thing in the game.
Oh, and a crit there, so he does less damage. Shouldn't matter though. He's through. That's one of the fights in the game. You just shake your head and move on. Yep. Nothing to do but to get through it.
See a lot of high level runs going for, really good PBs or world record runs to just end with bad shorts guys. Oh, do you want to explain badge boosting?
Oh yes. Okay. So there's a little fairy that hands out Pokemon badges. Each of the badges in this game gives an effect to a certain stat. In the case of Brock's badge, the Boulder badge, that stat is attack. Gen 1 has a fun programming quirk where anytime a stat change is applied, the boost that you get from that badge is reapplied on top of it. So every time that they get string shot, their attack is going up as well. The game doesn't tell you, but it is happening. So a lot of times in these fights against all these bug Pokemon that have string shots, we want to see them use string shot on us so our attack will be higher, and then we can kill the beefier Pokemon faster. And that also applies to even Rattata and Ekans. They have Tail Whip and Leer, which will also give you badge boosts. So the more badge boosts you have, in general, the happier you are, except when it comes to these Metapods and Kakunas. Because getting 2 string shots can get you into a speed tie with them, and then they can get higher defense before you can deal your damage.
Randall healing up before Shorts guy. Gunnermaniac continue to go on. No last for Gunner.
Like you said, I don't think that's really surprising. We'll see what Randall ends up doing, and I'm sure that Primal won't be doing it.
I'm curious to see what Minute Primal will end up doing. Seeing Randall doing...
it might be interesting to see if Gunner does... If he doesn't do last, but still does Inner Moon.
Yeah, I wonder what ancient technology Gunner has brought to this race. Gunner does Route 3. That's good.
Randall's dealing with some wrap issues of his own right now.
Yeah, I think everyone got wrapped.
Alright, Gunner threw the last bug catcher on Route 3. Now we'll see him go down into this grass and look for an encounter.
Gets one pretty quickly. And it's a spear. So the backup duck strats are in play.
Yes, Ducks percent in play. Good to see a level 7 there too. You don't have to worry about a weird tackle crit on a level 5 or anything. Gunner has his bird, and he's already on the right tile, so we may see him heal up and then save and quit to set up Moon Manip.
Yep.
Do you want to explain Route 3 Manip for us?
Sure. So the Route 3 Moon Manip, you're going to save and reset on Route 3 and select a color palette. And from there, like the Nidoran Manip, you're going to be walking a specific path, hitting A on specific tiles, all the way up to the a tile right next to the Moon Rocket, where you'll hopefully get an encounter with a Paris and be able to catch it with one YOLO ball. There's a couple optional ways to go about it. The Route 3 one, of course, starts on Route 3. You go all the way through the tunnel. There's other manipulations that begin at the entrance to Mount Moon, depending on what strategy you're using. Looks like Randall's just about to finish his fight with the bug catcher here, and we'll see what he decides to do after that.
You see Randall switching to tackle for the last hit there. Like we mentioned earlier, Horn Attack PP is very important going into Mount Moon because of a fight that awaits you at the end of the Manip, which is with a rocket that has a couple of very mean Pokemon.
Randall did not go for laughs.
All right, Primal into Route 3. Also looking for his bird. He gets one. So, one of the interesting things about Moon Manip is how it is there are two different versions of it. Both versions, regardless of their differences in movement, pick up the same items. So along this route, where we're doing all of this movement, all of these A presses to make sure that we aren't getting all the random encounters, all the Zubats that you would normally see in Mount Moon, they're also picking up very important items that we need for the run. They're getting the TM for Water Gun, they're getting an escape rope, they're getting a rare candy, they're getting the TM for Mega Punch, and they're getting a Moonstone. And they will use all of those items pretty quickly in the run. So it's neat that we have a pretty long manip like this, where you see all of these different items get picked up and then immediately used.
Yeah, some amazing work went into finding these manips.
Gunner does get his Paris. We'll see if he gets the YOLO ball. He does not, so he's going right for a Poison Sting. Randall gets his bird. Primal is on his manip.
Didn't look like he went for his item bag at all.
Yeah.
Which can be risky, because you can crit the Paris and kill it, which leaves you in a pretty bad position. But once you're done with the rocket fight and the nerd, right after the nerd, there's actually a third backup manip, where you catch a Paris on the tile right before the exit of Mount Moon. So you actually, there's plenty of safety built into these manips and into these runs.
Gunner did not save before this fight, so as we mentioned before, this fight is can be nerve-wracking. The rat does a lot of damage on its own, but it also has Tail Whip, and then the Zubat has Supersonic, so it can confuse you. And if you hit yourself when you're confused, it deals a ton of damage.
And the Leech Life with after getting Tail Whip can do a ton of damage.
Leech Life is also, yeah.
So an unfortunate thing can be is you potion to get prepared for the Zubat, you hit yourself in confusion, and then get Leech Life, and you might die.
All right, so Gunner's doing swap strats there because he did get confused, so he's just going to let his Paris die. By swapping, he gets rid of the confusion on his Nidoran, and he'll go back into it now. And he's faster than the Zubat, so he should be able to kill it.
Yep. Minip's looking good for... Oh, so, Primal gets the Geodude.
Was that an IGT?
No, so that one's if you... I believe if you miss the last A-Press in the 4 A-Press room.
Yep.
So the one Randall just did, if you miss that one, you get a Geodude.
Ooh, and Primal not doing Poi backup manip either. There's a manip that you can do if you fail the full moon manip. Right after you enter the ladder for the area that Primal's in, you can save and reset there and do a set of movements to get a Paris encounter on the same tile you normally would.
That is strange they didn't do the Poi manip.
Gunner doing the first major menuing section of the run right now, where we're going to evolve our Nidoran all the way into Nidoking, teach it Water Gun and Mega Punch. Normally you would toss items that you don't need, but Gunner went ahead and did that before the rocket fight.
I don't know about this. Primal encountered a random Paris on his way, and used Horn Attack on it. I don't know what his Horn Attack count is at, but usually you want to be saving your Horn Attacks at this point for the Moon Rocket.
Randall not getting his... So the tricky thing about the YOLO Ball for the Paris is that it is half the number of frames that the YOLO Ball window is for the Nidoran that they get at the beginning of the game. So it's a little bit tighter window, so it can be a little bit trickier to hit consistently.
Yep, it's a little bit of a tighter window, and the audio cues for when to hit the buttons, like your Nidoran's cry is a little bit different from the Squirtle's, a different length. So all these YOLO balls are a unique sort of situation that you have to account for.
Agent Moose in the chat, IT is instant text. We'll talk about it a little bit when we get up out of Moon here. But it is a decision that we made for this tournament to reduce a little bit of variance.
Spoilers in the chat. What happened?
Randall got a 2-shot rat there. That was really good.
I take a ton of damage from the bat there.
Ooh, got through confusion to horn attack the Zubat there. That was clutch.
That's super spooky.
That was a
Gun S in the chat, guys.
Gunner with going in with the encounters after his super nerd fight. 2 encounters so far.
Gunner getting an encounter on his way out of Mount Moon.
That's his second, yeah.
Primal saved before the...
Alright, Gunner with a 25-minute Moon in a race. I'd be very happy with that.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that in a PB attempt. Unironically.
So after worrying so much about horn attacks for so long, we're going to finally be able to use a Pokemon Center here. Using this center has... Oh, there's the Gunner luck. The NPC moves down for him, and he can just walk right by it.
It's always these big streamers, dude, with the crazy...
It's incredible. But by using this center, not only do all of our Pokemon get all their health and moves back and everything, but that sets our return point to that Pokemon Center. So if we were to use an item later, let's say an escape rope, when you use that escape rope, it's going to take you back to the last Pokemon Center that you used, which in our case is going to be in Cerulean.
Oh, so at this point in the game, as we're about to discuss, the no IT portion of the rules in this tournament. So instant text is a thing where if you talk to the bike voucher guy, the guy that gives you the bike later on in the game, if you talk to him and spam B in that menu or in that conversation, you'll be flagged to have instant text until you open a menu later on in the game. And that's either the item menu or a yes/no menu in the game at some point. And we've disallowed that for this tournament, basically to allow for a little bit more of an even playing field, because there can be very, very small things that happen between 2 runners where one of them might have to heal because he took a little bit of extra damage, and that will lose instant text, and he'll lose minutes off his time compared to someone that doesn't lose instant text.
Quick update here. We got Randall through Moon, and Gunner got a very nice sand attack miss on the Pidgeotto, so he was able to kill it with 3 horn attacks as expected. But getting sand attack by Pidgeotto there can lead to some pretty bad things. We lean a lot in this section of the run on Mega Punch, which only has 85% accuracy, so sand attack cuts that even more, and it gets harder and harder to hit. Ooh, NPC moving down for Randall also.
Dude's just hopping out of everyone's way.
Primal is on his Moon menu.
What's the over under 50% you see that in a run?
I never see it. Like, way under 10% for me.
I used to think it was automatic my first couple runs of the game, and then I've never seen it again.
Alright, Randall going up to get the hidden rare candy. Gunner is now on the first trainer of Nugget Bridge. Fun little series of 5 trainers and a rocket that we have to fight. We get a lot of good experience here, though, and the fights aren't too bad.
Yeah, a lot of one-shotting or just barely not one-shotting everything.
For instance.
Yeah, sometimes unlucky. But hopefully you keep that count down. You don't really lose much, or you don't risk much by not one-shotting anything on this bridge. You just lose time by having to spend extra turns killing things.
Randall into the rival fight. Pidgeotto hitting him with Sand Attack, so Horn Attack isn't 100% guaranteed to hit anymore, and Mega Punch is even less likely to hit. Gets in with the second one. And he Gust, so that was good. Pidgeotto can Quick Attack, Gust, or Sand Attack there. Quick Attack obviously has first priority, so you'll know if he's going to Quick Attack or not. But after that, you're 50-50 to either get Gusted or Sand Attacked. So Out of 3 late attacks there, he got 2 gusts and a sand attack. Not too bad.
Looks like Primal about to finish up the Super Nerd fight and get out of Mount Moon.
Gunner onto the youngster, the return of our favorite Pokemon Ekans, which can also wrap.
Yeah. Thankfully, at this point, it's much easier to, or you have a much better chance of making it through this portion without seeing wrap. Mega Punch is a really good move, right? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. I've heard legends of Mega Punch hitting Pokemon.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. It's weird.
Randall threw his rival fight, so he'll be starting on bridge here.
Actually, was it, if you're familiar with the Fire Red runs that have been going on recently, I think Gunner's been doing Fire Red or Leaf Green, I don't know which one. They use Mega Kick or whatever, or Double Kick, is it, through here? I'm not sure.
Mega Kick, for Squirtle / Ward Turtle. All right, Primal ends up with his Paris.
Mega Kick has a slightly less accurate than Mega Punch, right?
Less accurate, but more powerful.
Oh, what a fun move.
to squish the Oddishes.
%85 accurate? Yeah, that sounds like a blast.
NPC does not move for Primal. Very unlucky.
Punished. See. Now, does Gunner want to... Is he going to stall here at all?
He is going for the horn attacks, so he's going to try and take some damage from the Mankey.
That's a minor stall, but his health is so high that
it's interesting that he chose to stall there for anything.
Maybe it's just his Mega Punch count.
Could be. I didn't see how many Mega Punches he had.
That he's very healthy heading into this fight.
So I guess we should mention the reason that he may want to stall there is because of a fun little mechanic that we call Red Bar. If this is your first time to one of these races, and you've played Gen 1 before, you know that there's a really fun wee woo sound effect that'll play during any time that your HP gets to a certain level. If your HP is at that level and that sound effect is going, that overwrites other sounds that happen in the game, including Pokemon cries, which means you can get through battles faster. The longer that you can have Red Bar, the better. And Randall, for instance, right now has it. So he'll be able to get through these fights a little bit faster than Gunner could.
Of course, as we say that, we put our eyes on Randall. He gets confused by the Zubat.
Immediately gets confused and has to heal out of Red Bar.
Unfortunate. And he lands the Mega Punch through confusion.
Okay, Gunner to the route to Bill's house right now. Getting to use Water Gun to great effect on a lot of these hikers.
Yep. We teach Water Gun just specifically to get through these 2 hikers here. And then we're going to overwrite Water Gun with Thrash after the last NPC.
Nidoking's moveset, of course, decided by Dartboard at Game Freak HQ. Primal on the last Pokemon of the rival fight, getting him with the Mega Punch and the Horn attack, so he's through as well.
So all runners very close geographically, but quite a few fights separating them at this point.
There's still a few choke points left in the run, so depending on which runner you ask, it's not a run until either you've made it through Moon, you've beaten Misty, you've got past Koga, you've beaten Champ.
Search cans. Hopefully we don't see anyone having to do manual cans. The depressing sight.
Okay, Randall on the rocket at the end of Nugget Bridge. Gunner going for the normal Mega Punch against Machop, so maybe his earlier thing was just due to Mega Punch count.
Would make sense. And his health's back down to a point where he could go for a red bar. Almost getting natural red bar through a missed Mega Punch. One attack on Zubat. Doesn't hit the range, but luckily does not get confused. Someone in chat asks, why would manual cans ever happen? There's a no A press minute for it. I don't know. Watch races from early on
earlier in the tournament. Never underestimate the sense of panic that can happen when the cans manip, which is like Pseudo says, the easiest manip in the game doesn't work. All right, Gunner teaching the king of all moves, Thrash.
Thrash is going to carry us a lot through this first half of the game. It's a great move because you get to skip the attack menu or the fight menu so you don't have to reselect it every time it's your turn. It does a ton of damage, mostly one-shotting everything that we're going to use it against. There is some risk involved in using it at some portions of the fight because it can either last for 3 or 4 turns, and if that isn't enough to kill everything, Nidoking will end up being confused, and you'll have to fight through that, which later on the run can put you in a very sticky position.
So unless my eyes deceive me there, Gunner did not pick up the Ether after last, which means he's going for the max Ether after Rock Tunnel, which is the correct strategy.
Is it the correct strategy?
In my opinion. All right, Gunner rare candying, potioning twice here.
Yep,
and then he's escape roping. So as we mentioned earlier, if you use an escape rope, it takes you back to the last Pokemon Center you used, which for us is Cerulean. Gunner also going straight to Misty's gym instead of fighting the Rocket first.
That is strange.
I wonder if this is intentional or if he's... This is going to be interesting. So what you'll see Randall do at the end of his route is he's going to escape rope, but instead of going to the gym, he'll go around to the house behind the Cerulean gym where the Dig TM was stolen, and he'll fight that Rocket to get more experience before Misty to make the fight a little bit easier.
It basically will break the speed. Is it a speed tie, or we'll just outspeed the Starmie?
Yeah. So Gunner's saving here before Misty, which you pretty much do in a race anyway, but extra significance for him here because he's going to be more likely to die.
He's going right in. Jeez. Let's see how this goes. I'm nervous for him.
Yeah, it's going to be very sweaty. Oh.
What happened? He reset.
Soft. Okay, maybe did he realize... And he's gonna back out, and
he did. You said he saved, right? Okay,
yeah, he saved. Okay, so he's backing out and going now to fight the Rockets.
What a play! All right, so Randall is gonna get a little bit of a chance to catch up here, make up some time.
Primal through Nugget Bridge there, going on to his top row fights. Randall going into Bill's house to help him not to reverse the homunculi that he has become. Okay, this fight here, both of these Pokemon are technically ranges. They're very good ranges, but for instance there, the Machop can live the first hit.
Machop's not too much of a threat, but this Drowsy can get really weird if you miss the range.
All right, no issues there. That drowsy does no confusion, so you can get fun stuff happen.
Yeah, you can get put into a disable confusion loop and feel really powerless for a long time.
Good point in the chat. Fidget Gunner just playing too much Fire Red Leaf Green where you fight Misty immediately. Going with the save again there. Randall's centering after Bill, so he must have been concerned about his Mega Punch count or his potion count.
Yeah, I think it was the Mega Punch count. In Fire Red, do you go to Bill before Misty?
You don't go to Bill before, but you do go straight into Misty's gym before fighting the Dig Rocket.
Makes sense. All right. Star you down.
Randall onto the Dig Rocket fight. See if we get an X defend here. We do.
Next defend. So now he's hoping for a 4-turn Thrash.
Bubble Beam, no speed fall. All right, good. So, fun thing about Bubble Beam is that one of its side effects is that it can lower the speed of the Pokemon. And if you get speed fall on Starmie's faster than you, and then it's going to kill you with its next move. Yep. So, no speed fall on Bubble Beam is very good to see. It's worse if you're going for a 3 or 4 turn Thrash, though, because you don't get a chance to intervene and swap out before the Starmie gets you.
He does make it through the fight. And he'll be doing the walk down to Yezo San.
Gunner, you need 25 LOL. That is correct.
Yeah, realizing it, typing letting us know what we all figured out.
Not going to double down. Hey, it is a great point that it's never... The worst thing to do would have been to go through that fight and die, right? So better to realize it, reset, go and get the sure thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
A Pidgey in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
You can end up in a terrible death loop right there, I imagine, if you're getting outsped by Starmie.
All right, Randall on to Misty.
I didn't happen to see if he saved or not.
I didn't see either. How many pre-minute runs died to Misty? We could never count them, Pseudo. Primal also skipping post-last Ether.
Interesting. Is that the way? Is that the truth?
It should be. No 1% encounter for Gunner.
Starmie with a water gun, so Randall's going to make it through this fight. Very healthy heading down. I think the best case scenario in Misty is you see the Bubble Beam non-crit, so it puts you at a decent health to look for red bar, like in Gunner's situation.
For sure. Gunner being at 29 going into this next set of fights is decent. He's got opportunities to get down into red bar range, and certainly is setting himself up for fly bar.
Yeah, you're hoping to see a few quick attacks here, depending on where your health is. You want to stay just healthy enough for rival, but not so healthy that you can't get red bar from Surge. I hate how these commentators talk about the Misty win before the Thresh. Alright.
I mean, the Thresh was already hitting, though. We were good.
Yeah.
We were golden on that one.
It was pending a Gen 1 miss. I'll give you that, Jim Freak.
Okay, fine.
You're right. It could have Gen 1 missed.
Alright, so...
I'll hold off on spoilers from now on.
Again, for those new to the Red Race scene, Gen 1 miss. In Gen 1, every move has a 1 out of 256 chance of missing, including moves that have 100% accuracy like Thrash. So there is a chance that Thrash can miss, and it would be an extremely Gunner thing to happen.
It's over. Dishonor family. So Randall's hoping to take some serious damage here. I don't know if he's going to...
I don't think he can take enough. He needs a quick attack out of every bird, and a quick attack from Eradicate, and...
Yeah, so he's probably just going to try to work through these fights as fast as he can and then get to Rock Tunnel and get Red Bar in there. Probably from Cubone or Slowpoke. And that is if he chooses to go for Red Bar at all. Going for Red Bar can be a risky strat. If you don't go for Red Bar, obviously you're a bit slower, but you are staying safe. Which is a valid strategy for a race. Just depends how you want to play it.
Okay, Gunner, if he gets hit by the Pidgeotto here, he could have an interesting decision. Ooh.
Sand attack.
Alright. So, my favorite bit of trivia. Sand Attack interacts with Thrash a little bit differently than it does other moves. Because Thrash is a move that gets basically used 4 times, every time that it hits and you've been Sand Attacked, or it attempts to get used and you've been Sand Attacked, it reapplies. So it actually gets less accurate as the fight goes on. But he went ahead and swapped there, so that wipes out the effects of the Sand Attack. And he's just going to go ahead and Mega Punch the Raticate. He's down to 21, which is perfect health for Surge.
Yeah, that's a really good health to be at. And at 21 is exactly on the line of whether or not you're thrashing the Voltorb or not. Oh yeah, he levels out of that, so he'll actually want to take one more hit here.
And Primal gets through Misty. So we have all runners still alive after Misty.
Yeah, he didn't get the Vine Whip. You're right, Wave. I didn't account for the fact that he leveled. He was going to level there. See, Primal finally heading down to Vermilion. Randall got sand attacked as well by the Pidgeotto.
It's worse in that Pikachu can Quick Attack, and Quick Attack from Pikachu will do 4. So.
Let's see. Alright, get your buy boats out.
Buy boat. Talking about Among Us, of course. All right. Ooh, Primal with a grass encounter before Vermilion. Very unlucky.
Not fortunate. Randall is currently thrashing. See if he gets a Vine Whip here. He does. That helps him out a little bit. It's not a lot, but it's a little. It's something.
Did Gunner go to the mart?
I don't believe he did.
So if Gunner hasn't gone to the mart, that's going to be an issue for him when we get to Rock Tunnel. I don't see repels.
Yeah, I wonder what his thought process here is.
Alright, he's going to go right for it. Could always get the mart after Surge. It wouldn't be as optimal, but...
No, you're definitely wasting a few steps by doing that. Doesn't kill the run, but...
Yeah, he's going to notice. He should notice before... Oh, he popped the menu there.
Is that the start?
Well, he's got...
Nip?
He'll have 25%. What was...
That's one of the new manips, or that might be like an old one. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it till very recently, but yeah, people doing the start flash cans manip. Is that the 60 one? Someone in the chat can tell us. So each one of these manips has a built-in chance to fail depending on which frame you saved on.
Ooh, Gunner getting the Sonic Boom from Voltorb here.
Except there is a version of the Surge Cans manip where there is no chance to fail. It is 60 of 60. Alright,
and he gets through the Pikachu.
Or, you're right, it's not 60 of 60, it's 3,596 out of 3,600. So it's pretty close. It's really close.
All right, so Gunner through Surge with red bar. Randall doing duck strats.
Sick. Let's go. I'm on Team Randall now. Let's go, Ducks. Let's see what Gunner does with the his shopping.
Primal into boat rival. So as we said before, a special backup, Gunner not hitting the mart yet. He's got to, so at the end of this conversation that he's going to have to get the bike voucher, you normally dig out and go back to Cerulean.
And there aren't any repels in the mart and Cerulean, so this is your only chance to do it.
No, Cerulean has repels, doesn't it? I thought it was just Peter that didn't.
You could be right. Is it? Can you do Cerulean Mart? Oh, okay. Wave says you can. I trust.
Nope, he's leaving and going to the mart.
Oh. I hope he didn't listen to me. I'm a terrible fount of knowledge, alright? I'm not a reference.
Alright, so we're picking up repels and paralyze heals here. We're going to use the repels for Rock Tunnel so we don't get any encounters there, and the paralyze...
Wait, where is he going for a Diglett?
Oh, no, this is so he can dig.
Oh, I see. Like,
might be a couple tiles faster than going back to the Pokemaniac's house.
I see. This is ancient technology. I recently had to visit the Diglett cave. I had to catch a Diglett for the Dugong run the other day, so that was exciting.
Alright, so again, with Nidoking's seemingly random move set, we're teaching Thunderbolt to it now.
Of course it can do that. Randall, beginning his Surge fight. How's his health doing?
Okay, so Yellow had a tile change where you can't dig out of the fan club.
Is that what's up?
Alright, Gunnermaniac on a trainer that we refer to as 4-turn Thrash Girl.
Oh, missed the Mega Punch though. What's his count?
The Mega Punch doesn't get stun spored. Mega Punches again.
Okay, he's fine now.
Alright, he's clean. So, in the olden days, this would be, you would just thrash and pray, basically, and hope for 4 turns. But nowadays, we got Mega Punch, and Mega Punch can deal with the first Oddish, and then you just have three-turn Thrash to get through the rest of the fight.
Alright, Randall takes care of Surge, and Primal hit the Mart before going to the cut bush. See which manip he chooses to do. Copy Pass is going crazy in the chat.
Okay, so Gunner here, there are some options that you can have on this fight depending on your health. Gunner, of course, already having red bar makes most of those strats irrelevant because he's just going to do everything the quickest / safest way. Ooh, missed the... okay, good.
Takes a tackle and he's fine. The worst thing that can happen at that point is getting your Thrash disabled by the Venonat. And you are not in good shape. Oh, Primal misses the can manip. Feeling I'm all too familiar with.
Randall in the post-bike menu now.
Tried to teach Pidgey Thunder Shock.
Can't say that I haven't done that.
No. I usually end up trying to teach to Paris. I just realized now that Randall doesn't have a Paris. It's just hitting me now. Like,
which is why he had a Sparrow and a Pidgey.
We saw him get ducks. Should have clicked then.
So Gunner, even without the Flash HM making his way easily through Rock Tunnel. Primal missing his Cansman Nip again, so giving it another shot. Randall hits his Mega Punch on 4-turn Thrash Girl.
Randall's at an interesting health here. What do you think he should be doing when he gets into Rock Tunnel?
So, if he's at 28 going into the fight with the Bug Catcher, he should be thrashing the Venonat and then stalling on Cubone. If he's going for Flybar.
Let's see what he decides.
The reason that you would stall on Cubone is Cubone has a move called Bone Club, which can hit us and do a decent amount of damage and knock you into Red Bar, which makes the other fights in Rock Tunnel go faster. Alright, Gunner getting through Oddish and Bulbasaur with no trouble. That was a really sweaty fight at the HP he was at.
Alright, Oddish Girl can be very dangerous. It's not uncommon to save before Oddish Girl during a race, because that fight can just end your run.
Gunner doing this really easily, but if you're a new runner and you're doing Rock Tunnel for the first few times, there are a number of optionals that you can hit. And again, you can't really see anything. You can tell where you are by where you're bonking, but the optionals in Rock Tunnel can be very punishing.
And then for the most part, everything in Rock Tunnel is dying in one hit. Oddish Girl is very much the exception. Primal got his Cansman Nip, and Randall had hit the range on Venonat, so he is moving on through. And let's see what he decides to do fighting the nerd here.
It's been requested that we do some over-unders.
Over-unders?
Oh, just lost audio. Oh, there it is.
Let's see, Randall doesn't go for the Cubone.
Over under half a quick attack for Gunnermaniac.
Randall not setting up Flybar.
So.
And Primal's getting
what is that
now. Audio good? Let's see.
Are you still there, Ward?
I am. Can you hear me? You all good?
Yeah, sorry. I had my Discord blipped for a bit. Alright, so there's Gunner picking up the Max Ether. The superior strat.
Alright, here's Randall going into Oddish Girl. I don't think he saved.
His HP, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty safe.
Yeah, Randall just not messing with Flybar at all.
Yep, hits the range on Oddish, and Bulbasaur gets crit. Gunner at 5 health heading into...
Ooh, there's the quick attack for Gunner from Vulpix.
Can be dangerous. If he was any lower heading into that fight, that could be really spooky.
Hey, Gunner's HP is at 8. You know what that means?
What does that mean?
It's early drill, baby.
Do you think he'll do it?
I would imagine. You're at 8 anyway, why not? Ooh, Gunner going for the top elixir pickup.
And the bottom nugget. Swagging all over the place. Those were some actually really nice pickups.
Yeah. Some people that I've just talked to in the past have claimed that you can use audio cues to pick those up, and I think it's impossible. I just count the pedals on the bike.
I use
personally.
I use an audio cue for the first one, and then I kind of guess on the second. Randall about to fight his last trainer in the cave and head on out.
Gunner into Celadon Mart, where we're doing a big ol' buy. We're buying a ton of items that we need for the rest of the run. Gunner is buying as though he's going to do early drill so far. But importantly, we sell TM. We sell both the nuggets that we've picked up, and then we start buying super potions, super repels, the TM for horn drill, which is a really important move, a Poké Doll that we're going to use in or in the Pokemon Tower to escape from the ghost battle. We will pick up all of our X items that we need for later on in the run. We'll pick up the drinks that we need. Gunner going with the first fresh water and is going to try and give it to the girl.
Ice beam strats. Let's go. The superior.
Here we go.
Strat. So at this point, you could.
I mean, you have to go back. There's still extra money in there, so he'll buy the soda pop and buy another fresh water, I imagine.
So later on in the run, other runners will be picking up Blizzard in the Pokemon Mansion, but runner is wanting to skip that and go for Ice Beam.
Fleabagger in the chat asking a good question for those unfamiliar. Why do they allow the Poké Doll glitch? The easiest answer is that we have decided that it's not a glitch. It's really the game acting as intended. So that's how we justify its use in this. We didn't really decide, it's really the devs decided, especially with the recent leaks confirming that that's how...
That's true.
What Enderborn said. Ghost is a wild Pokemon, Poké Doll escapes from wild Pokemon encounters.
Let's see. Gunner done with shopping, he's gonna do his... He tossed Ice Beam? Alright, never mind anything I said about Ice Beam.
Don't eat it in here. It's...
And it's gone. Not much. Wave. Just tossing Ice Beam. No big deal. And let's see what Randall does going into his shopping. He's pretty healthy, so I don't know if early drill is going to be the strat. Gunner choosing to overwrite slot 2 with Rock Slide. And
alright, here comes Horn Drill.
Horn Drill over Mega Punch. No, early drill is not something I'm very familiar with. I've literally never done it. So.
I've done it a couple times. Haven't had... I'm much worse at the menus than Gunner is. That's one thing that you can see. Even though he's rusty at some of the other aspects, doing some yellow things here and there, his menuing is still outstanding.
Yeah, he's...
So going into this rival fight with Horn Drill changes the calculus quite a bit. So instead of thunderbolting the Pidgeotto here, he's going to do an X-Ack and drill all of these Pokemon. If he's under 8, he would potion. He's thunderbolting anyway.
So he's going to set up on
Growlithe.
Growlithe, yeah.
So he'll X-Ack drill there. Ooh, unlucky. So probably be popping a revive here.
Oh, he's
or
suiciding.
Just no, that doesn't. Well, I guess he doesn't need money anymore, so he can do that. And he has Fly now.
It is valid. Now he'll pop out at full health and PP and everything and head back into that fight.
Not,
Did anyone happen to see if he bought revives?
He did buy revives. It is good that he did that there before he used an X-Ack, at least, so he doesn't go down an X-Ack. We have extras, but it's still nice to not be down X items. Randall picking up Fly, getting ready for his big Fly menu.
Let's watch Randall's menu here. Pretty clean. One of the biggest differences between really good fast runners, like experienced runners, and newer runners is their menuing. Anyone can ride around on the bike, I think, in Gen 1, but menuing is where you're going to make up all of your time.
Especially in races and situations where you're under pressure, having it into your muscle memory for menus is so important. Even in the races that you and I have done, we can attest that it's one thing when you're, on PB attempt number 6 of a day versus in a race against 2 others. It really puts everything through a new lens.
Yeah, that's something I think an unaccounted for factor for a lot of people looking at these races, that some people going in here are very
horn drill here. Gunner hitting horn drill.
Wait, how'd he miss it?
He was...
Did he just YOLO drill?
He was using rock slide. He was... Gunner's memeing us, I think.
Oh my god.
Randall there showing that Randall also going for early drill. Sand attack from Pidgeotto after you've used X accuracy does not do anything because X accuracy lets us just skip the accuracy checks completely. So losing accuracy doesn't actually do anything. And he's just gonna steamroll through Lavender Rival here. Do you want to talk about how good of a move Rock Slide is?
Rock Slide is an awful move that can miss. And if you miss, you can get hit by one of these Ghastlies and die. That is before the heal pad. Of course, in Lavender Tower on one of the floors, there's a heal pad that will heal your team to full. But prior to that, usually you're heading into this with red bar that you set up from the fly split. So missing a Rock Slide against that first channeler can be really dangerous.
Gunner picking up a hidden elixir there that we'll need. The elixirs throughout this run are very important. An elixir is an item that restores all the PP for all of your moves, and we use that at a few very important times in the run.
And you cannot buy them in the shop, so every one you pick up is very valuable. Let's see, Randall hits his first Rock Slide. And goes 2 for 2.
Both Ghastlies feigning at the same time there.
Randall still one fight behind Gunner at this point. And Primal just about to finish up his shopping and head out.
Not a bad time for Primal, considering the issues that he ran into on cans.
Gunner misses a Rock Slide, gets hit with a Nightshade, and finishes it off. Instead, if your health is really low, that Nightshade can just end your run right there. Or force you to use a revive, or do what Gunner did and just let your team die.
So here's the normal gameplay mechanic of using a Polka Doll to escape a wild encounter.
Perfectly intended usage of this item.
Oh, Gunner's Repel.
Oh, that's right, because it ran out.
Oh yeah, because he fainted, so...
Yeah. Gunner in the chat mentioning that he also never thought he'd see himself play red again.
Time makes fools of us all. Randall now on his Ghost Encounter.
I'm pretty sure the commentary on his PB on speedruns.com says something like, "Please stop playing this game."
Yeah, just as a general note to everybody.
Right, so onto this section where we're going to fight 3 rockets and go get our Poga Flute. Personally, I think this section is where I tend to focus the hardest on making sure I use the right moves.
Yeah, it's tricky. So if you're not in early drill, the fight that Gunner is on is the first fight that we would normally use Horn Drill. So that's the first time that you're X-acking in the run, and the first time that you're using Horn Drill, so it can throw you off. Gunner confirming in chat that he did forget that he had revives.
I've been there. Honestly, if I started racing again,
nobody watched my race VOD. Thank you.
Oh no. I did.
Randall into his rocket fights. Primal onto Rival.
No early drill for Primal.
But Primal does have red bar. He's going to have it through both of the first channeler as well.
A little bit.
So he gets to make up a little bit of time here.
Yeah, so far, aside from the cans on Surge, it's been pretty clean from Primal. So they're both within the final fight.
Yeah.
Technically.
Randall slowly making up time.
Now we get to see some real interesting strategy. So coming up on Silphco, will these runners decide to go for Silph Bar?
Over. All right, chat. Here you go. Over under 1 Silph Bar.
See it in the chat. Oh, that's been the delay, right? Yeah. Again, under. Yeah, 0.5. Under, over, under. Looks pretty even in the chat, guys. I don't know. I'm going with the under, personally. I don't think anyone's going to go for it. Randall, I'd say of the 3 runners, Randall probably has the best chance to go for it at this point because he is slightly behind Gunner and could use the time save. Or heading really close to everyone's favorite new terminology.
I don't know. You'll have to mention it to me. I'm not sure.
Gunner doing left pool.
Yeah. Gunner just throwing frames at Randall, daring him to pick them up. Here's your big moment. You ready?
Gunner approaching the tree elixir. Tree elixir's in the chat.
All right, Gunner now into a very interesting fight without early drill. You would thrash this. With early drill, you use horn drill on this, guaranteeing a 2-turn fight.
You do not attempt to throw your bike at it. That is
you do not attempt to throw your bike at it normally, but Gunner has a top 10 red time and I do not, so who am I to judge?
Yeah.
But anyway, so that Arbok fight being 2 turns versus 3 is a big deal because Arbok has Glare, which can paralyze you, which we have paralyzed heals for, but it takes time to use them. So
Randall with the tree elixir heading into rocket fight.
Gunner angry at chat.
Why is he angry at chat? What did chat do?
For patronizing him over the bike throw.
Oh. Wasn't us.
Randall taking a bite from Arbok here on his exact turn.
Not too bad. But I'm not sure what's the look it up. What is it?
Okay, here we go. Let's see what Gunner decides to do.
He is inside of the range of Hydra Pump damage, so I don't think he'll go for it here.
So we see both a X accuracy and an X speed from Gunner there. The X speed is because Horn Drill only works if you're faster than the other Pokemon. So in addition to the X-Act making sure we don't miss, the X speed makes sure we're fast enough to kill everything with it that we want.
Really curious to see what Randall decides to do during this fight. Does he want the time save? Does he want to catch up to Gunner and pass him during the split? Which is totally possible if he sets up Red Bar.
Getting a wing attack from Pidgeot. Doing a potion swap during the menu there, or attempting to.
Not as clean during there.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a very common place to do that in your menuing. Here he goes. Oh, he's horn drilling Gyarados.
So
he's
you'll
much too low
notice
to take a hit from that.
Yeah. But he is underneath the 80 threshold that we need for boom strats, so he's looking decent there.
Right. Yeah, at this point in the run, if you're not setting up Sylph Bar, you are at least going to be setting up for boom strats on Koga. So you want to be below probably 80 health if you can be, so that when Koga's wheezing self-destructs, it will kill you. You'll be able to resurrect your Pokemon with rare candies.
So at Gunner's HP, he was kind of hoping to take a Bone Club from Cubone there. He didn't end up getting it. That Cubone hates Bone Clubbing people though, so you'll notice that Randall and Gunner both reintroduced a mechanic from the beginning of the game, which is limiting the number of tiles that we make the rival walk. So by starting that rival fight from the top of that room, the rival has to walk significantly fewer tiles to get to the teleporter.
Yep. If you go straight to the left there out of the teleport pad, then he has to walk all the way around you. Doesn't it kind of look like Giovanni's wearing a mask?
Always. But even his chin's really low. It's a weird look.
It is.
Alright, so we'll see another X-Act set up here on the Geo fight. Randall at wonderful HP for Koga. He's not going to have to worry about trying to stall out on Hypno or anything like that.
No red bar setup, but yeah, perfect setup for boom strats.
Gunner going wide mode.
Wide horn. So far, both Gunner and Randall are both just playing very safe.
Still within a fight of each other. Gunner is going to have to do some sort of stalling somewhere to make sure that he's within that self-destruct range.
The best opportunity is probably on the Hypno. See what he decides to do. Randall, pretty dramaless Giovanni fight.
Which is what you like to see. There's still a couple of opportunities in here for RNG to throw a wrench into everything. So if Randall keeps playing just within shouting distance of Gunner, he can always end out ahead of him. Of course, Gunner's execution prowess is going to mean that it's pretty much down to Randall both continuing to have decent to good execution and getting lucky in a couple places.
Of course, Randall participating in a lot of races recently, so he's very warmed up to Gen 1 at the moment. And
not only participating in a lot of races, but consistently improving his race PB through those races too. He's been, if you look at his bar graph, it's just a consistent downward slope.
Yep. So if it comes down to, it could come down to decision making too from here on. There's a lot of things that can happen in the fights coming up, where Randall, having experienced these things more recently, might be able to make a better decision somewhere along the line. Not to say anything bad about his mechanics, because his mechanics are very strong too.
All right, Randall on his way out of Sylph. Primal on Sylph Rival. Gunner picking up the hidden rare candy.
And will he go for PP up?
I'd be surprised. He does not.
No, skip. Weird fact, but if you repel on the Snorlax menu, just use a regular repel instead of super repel, it runs out on the tile. I'm pretty sure it runs out like on the exact tile adjacent to the PP up.
That's interesting for timing.
I learned it accidentally by screwing up my menus and having to repel there instead of super repelling.
Gunner with another really clean menu, a couple of swaps in there and a super repel.
So Gunner's gonna go head into Safari Zone, where we'll be skipping every function of Safari Zone and just
Randall going for PP up.
Gunner going for a bike ride first.
Gunner's going to have an interesting super repel spot coming up here. He may barely get through the first grass area.
Yeah. Let's see what he decides. So he didn't use his revives when he actually dies.
I assume that that's yellow movement again.
Is it? Could be. I doubt he's going to be picking up the revive. He wouldn't use it anyway, apparently, so. Right, Randall getting through the Earthquake menu. He will... I guess, did he do early drill too? Yeah, he did early drill.
Yeah, he did early drill as well.
What are you overriding with Earthquake?
Rock Slide.
Rock Slide, okay.
Primal into his rocket fight for Geo, looking at a pretty solid HP for boom strats as well.
Yep. So Randall and Gunner just separated by the length of Safari Zone now.
Gunner picks up Surf and is going to go ahead and attempt to fly out of Safari Zone a couple times and then dig out.
Can you fly out of Safari Zone in yellow?
Anytime that I see Gunner do something like that, I'm going to assume that you can do it in yellow, including throwing the bike.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah.
Gunner going with the walk to Koga's gym. If you're really good at buffering, you can go to bike and it's a little bit faster there. But more often than not, what I end up doing is just super repelling instead.
Yeah, I've been there, exactly there.
And
then you spend the slow walk thinking about where the hell am I going to use my repels now.
Well, the answer is you wait till Blaine's gym and you buy a max repel there. But Gunner into Koga's gym now, so we use a bunch of Earthquake here for all of these jugglers Pokemon. Gunner again going to have to stall somewhere unless he's hoping to get lucky with a self-destruct, full range, or crit. Randall back on to the same fight as Gunner is. Margin getting ever so slightly tighter as the... Ooh, Gunner thought about it for a second. If you go up there, you do end up hitting that optional.
It's not good for your Earthquake PP.
It is not.
So the Wheezing's range is 79 to 94 damage.
But Gunner's going to level up once before.
So if he self-destructs and you end up... Well, he's going to be at 99 when he levels up. So that's not good. But if he was any lower, you can survive the self-destruct with like 1 to 3 health and be fine. But you want to die.
Both being disabled is fine there. Gunnermaniac just defiantly in the face of Pinker's Princess going for the stall.
And not getting paid off
Not getting paid off. Randall back into the juggler fight right behind him. Randall has a chance to make up a decent amount of time here, due to Gunner having to waste so many turns on that Hypno.
It's ever closer. Let's see. It just goes right for the Earthquake on Hypno, and I'll finish it off with a Thunderbolt.
Gets a headbutt for good measure on the way out.
And against Koga, you're pretty much one-shotting everything he has, and then on the Wheezing, to bait the self-destruct, you're going to Elixir your Nidoking at that point. So hopefully, in a normal run, you would Elixir, die, and then resurrect with rare candies outside of the gym. Doesn't look like Gunner's going to die to this self-destruct, though. We'll see.
He does not. He does get into red bar, but he won't be able to hold it as long as we would otherwise like to.
It's going to be very awkward health later on.
Primal also dodging the PP up pickup. Taking a little bit longer in his menus. You can really see the difference between Gunnermaniac's thousands of attempts.
Rare candy buffering that I didn't know existed until someone told me. It's like, oh, I like that menu. You just spam A. It's like, no, you don't. Alright, Gunner finishing the Warden's quest, getting strength, and he'll be flying to Pallet Town, heading down to the Pokemon Mansion. Randall finishing up Koga just behind him. Big difference is his Nidoking is dead, and he will be resurrecting it with rare candies right now, putting him at a much better health to maintain red bar.
Gunner here going for our usual pre-mansion menu, which includes a super repel that is one of the tightest in the game. If you do this correctly, your super repel runs out the tile after you pick up Blizzard.
And then a regular repel after that sets you up perfectly to pick up the pick up the rare candy and the secret key and get out.
Randall doing a menu of his own.
He still has PP up in his inventory.
Yeah, he'll use the PP up when he gets Blizzard.
Okay. I'm used to seeing the PP up on the Earthquake menu.
Cat jams in chat for mansion music.
What is Cat Jam?
It's just a dancing cat face.
Oh, okay.
Looks like he's rocking out.
Oh, okay, another one.
Ooh, Gunner losing a couple steps somewhere.
YOLOing it, and it's fine. Alright, so in this menu, he'll be teaching strength.
He's trying to teach strength to Nidoking.
He wants to teach that to Squirtle, and then he'll teach Blizzard to Nidoking.
And then he'll also PP up on Nidoking's Horn Drill. Not Gunner. Gunner didn't pick up PP up. I'm thinking of Randall. My apologies. They're both in Mansion, so I got caught up there.
Gunner super repelling on his way out.
Randall hot on his heels, going into his Blizzard menu.
Teaching strength to Squirtle immediately. So another little bit of a time save there for Randall.
Picking up the rare candy in Mansion, which is in comparison to the length of or the history of the run, a relatively new addition. Ooh,
Gunner almost just digged out of Pokemon Mansion before picking up this secret key because his inventory is full.
He used Super Repel instead of Repel.
Yep, and he's leaves him with an awkward Super Repel count. He tosses the Repel to pick up the key. So he's on 3 Super Repels for Victory Road, or for post Giovanni.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that after or when he gets to Blaine that he'll buy a Max Repel.
Yeah, 3 is fine. If you time your repels properly, 3 is just fine.
Gunner's saying he does kind of know.
Kinda Gunsmug. Alright, so here we're heading into Erica's fight. We're gonna hit a couple blizzards here. Blizzard is not 100% to hit, however. Gunner does have a decent health pool, though, because he didn't die to self-destruct. So if he does miss a blizzard, he can take a hit and won't get punished too hard for it. In a normal run, or let's say for Randall, if he were to hit a blizzard or miss one of his blizzards, he'd be in a much more dangerous situation.
Primal on his wheezing. Self-destruct coming in.
Yep. Primal getting boomed.
Gunner gets his first blizzard, or his first earthquake, going for the blizzard. Hits it, no problem.
Let's see. Very close. Primal getting out of Koga. Randall hits his blizzard, so pending a Gen 1 miss, he should be through Erica here. Yep.
So now we're going to see the players fly down to Cinnabar to go fight Blaine. We'll see if Gunner picks up an extra repel here.
Over under 0.5 in the chat for missed questions. I'm going under.
I feel pretty confident going under with this group.
Got a couple overs. Even at 0.5. Very interesting. The quantum question answering.
Randall also enters the King of Quizzes domain. Primal, meanwhile, surfing down to Mansion.
So, yep, this section is mostly it can be really laggy entering Blaine's gym and going through these questions. When you answer the question, there's like a good 1-2 second pause before you can actually move again. Which at the very end of a run, let's say if you're on PB pace, world record pace, that delay is agonizing. It is really close. Just one Blaine question separating the pair. Yeah, and if you're in the chat, if you're watching one of these runners' streams, please don't spoil in the chat, guys. There's a delay between our commentary and what's happening on screen here and what's happening live on their Twitch stream. So please don't be spoiling in the SpeedGaming chat. Alright, Gunner setting up on Growlithe to annihilate Blaine's team. And he's drilling.
Randall shortly behind him.
Gets a super potion and is horn drilling the Growlithe.
You You can Earthquake the Rapidash. Well, he's got PP up, so...
Yeah, he's fine. Oh, apparently previous spoilers in the chat had been banned, so... You've been warned, chat.
Gunner digging out of Blaine's gym because it's technically a dungeon, and gonna go over to fight Sabrina. Or Freebrina, as we like to call her.
The only thing that can go wrong with Sabrina is a Gen 1 miss. In which case, on pretty much anyone on her team except for Mr. Mime, you're probably dead. Imagine getting 2 Gen 1 misses on Sabrina in one race, though. Man, I can only imagine that happening to someone.
Primal making his way to Erica, Randall making his way to Sabrina.
Don't want to see any optionals in Sabrina's gym. Alright, we got right Brina. I didn't see what Gunner did. I'm sure he went for front Brina. He seems like a front Brina type.
Each fight that these guys go into is a little bit closer. Previously, Randall was getting into the fight as Gunner was leaving it. Now they're getting into the fight in the middle, like when Gunner's on the last half, Randall's starting the first half.
You don't want to see any crits here if you're Gunner. He did see one, because that's an extra text box that you have to clear. You don't need a crit to kill any of these Pokemon. Oh, you did go for side Brina. Okay. It's close. Randall finishing up Sabrina. Right on Gunner's heels. It's going to be an exciting finish. We got a good one, guys.
Gunner on his way to Giovanni's gym.
Randall messes up a menu there to dig out of the gym. Nothing too bad, but any time he saved on Sabrina there was probably just lost. It's very tight. That Sabrina split, for these runners that are really good at execution, they're only separated by fractions of a second. How much RNG is involved in these runs? A lot of RNG.
Oh, Gunner did not save.
He did not. Oh, he's pretty healthy, right?
He's healthy and he's got revives, I guess, but it's still surprising to see every time I see someone go into Karate King.
Yeah, usually if you're at a normal sort of HP heading into this fight, you're going to want to save because there's a 1 in 3 chance you're going to get karate chopped. And then another additional chance that it is going to crit.
It's actually pretty much the right play because Gunner has higher health than you would normally expect. So him getting hit there by Karate King does let him hold on to his red bar through Bruno now.
A non-crit on the karate chop as well. Randall makes it through.
Randall threw Gunner back into the gym to reset all the trainer positions, so now we can walk by Karate King and get right to Geo.
So Randall didn't get crit either. Had he been crit, he would have died.
Yeah.
Absolute madness going on right now.
Primal getting ready to fight Blaine.
No questions missed. The unders have it. Good job.
Ooh, Gunner forgot to elixir.
Oh no. Please gotta set up.
Randall gonna get a chance to make up some time here.
Yeah, that's big. Did Randall elixir? Or does he have to with PP up? Let's see. Uh-oh.
This is interesting. Randall into Earthquakes on Giovanni YOLOing Horn Drill to kill level 10 Paris. Alright, Gunner now going into Earthquakes.
Yeah. Randall
pulling ahead.
Yep, he's ahead by a couple pokes now. Absolute mayhem. Again, Randall at a slightly less safe health total. I suppose from now on, then he hits.
But Randall does hit the right-on range for Blizzard too, so he doesn't have to try and hit a second Blizzard there. That's nice.
Yeah, that's big. You don't want to go below, I think 3 Blizzards going into the rival fight. Alright, Randall's out.
I'll switch the audio feed over here.
Oh yeah.
Switch to Randall. Alright, Randall should be up now.
1 hour and 40 minutes into the race, we have our first lead change. Randall on his way to Victory Road, and Viridian rival fight.
So Randall and Gunner are going to approach this fight a little bit differently because Randall has an extra horn drill that Gunner doesn't. So Randall is going to get to horn drill the Venusaur here.
Right.
Whereas Gunner, I believe, will still be blizzarding.
Right, and it is a range to kill the Venusaur with Blizzard, right? Or is it's a range on Pidgeotto?
It's a range on Pidgeot. The thing with using it on Venusaur is just that if you Blizzard, you don't normally X-Ack, so it's not guaranteed. But we have extra X-Acks, so...
Okay. Pretty drama-free still on Primal's end as he's working through the boss rush section of the run.
Randall hitting his Blizzard on Rhyhorn with no issues. Gets the Thunderbolt on Gyarados. Oh, Primal digging out right underneath Sabrina, which you can do, but it is a little bit slower than doing it on the teleport tile.
Yeah, you miss out on that animation, or the faster animation. Gunner setting up X-Special and Growlithe. And Thunderbolting. Randall finishing.
Right, Randall through the fight with that horn drill, like we said.
And Randall has a better setup for his Super Repels heading into Victory Road as well.
Yeah, Gunner's going to be short going into Victory Road on Super Repels. He's going to be very short, actually. He's only got 2 left right now.
Yep.
So he's going to be on 1 Super Repel entering Victory Road.
Well, he can make it through. We'll see what he decides to do.
Over under 10 swag boulders. 10.5 swag boulders.
10's pretty high, but Gunner's
in this race, so...
We got an under. We got an over.
Total, yes. 10.5 total.
We got overs, we got unders. I'll go with under. I'll go with the under here.
I don't know, I could see Gunner dropping a lot of them here.
If Gunner, I don't know, Gunner said he was having problems with his with SRL earlier, so I don't know if he has his splits open, if he can see everything that's going on. Let's see what.
Well, he's in chat, so he has some idea.
Yeah, he's probably got some idea of how far behind Randall he is at this point. So we'll see how clean he wants to play it. If he wants to go for swag strats, swag boulders, or just pure execution. This is Repel running.
Gunner YOLOing the grass here, so he's doesn't have to YOLO as much inside of Victory Road.
Well, from here on, he's fine. A little bit of weird bike movement there, but you can get through Victory Road with these repels, I believe.
No, he's going to be a little bit short.
Oh yeah, you are. He's going to be short just as he's using strength from the last boulder.
Yes, it should run out before he gets to that pit, or before he knocks the boulder down. Randall flush with super repels here. Oh.
No swag boulders coming out of Randall right now. He is pure speed and execution, not worrying too much about swag. He's going for that W. Yeah, he's been super clean. So let's see.
Gunner heading up to the second floor as well. The most interesting part of the speed run, this straight line that you push this boulder across, closely rivaled by the next boulder that you push in a straight line.
This is usually the part of the run where I'm holding left on the controller and I go for a drink to realize that my drink's empty. It's only
my
10 more
drink
minutes.
Runs out around by boat, so.
Oh yeah, I mean it's either by boat or surfing down to Mansion.
All right, Primal is through Giovanni. He's on his way to Viridian Rival.
Oh yeah.
Randall electing to super repel early there just to make sure that he doesn't hit the extra text box.
So as Randall's going on this last boulder, over under 0.5 full restores, I will go with the over.
It's a good one. I bet over. I think Gunner grabs it.
Princess Pinkish says surely none. Surely. I don't know. Well, Gunner, I don't know about his inventory management so far, right? So let's see.
Yeah. Randall bypassing. Primal hitting his Thunderbolt on Gyarados. Randall into the Elite Four and races we don't deposit in case we need to do revive shenanigans.
No full restore. Alright. Primal, you're my only hope. Alright, so on this fight, the first fight of the Elite Four, Lorelei, you're going... Oh.
Gunner going for deposits.
Yeah, let's talk about Gunner first. Yeah, Gunner gonna deposit his Pokemon and hopefully try to save some time on the Hall of Fame screen. That does put him at a little bit of a risk, though, because he'll have less room for revives later on. Randall going for the safe strats on Lorelei, where you swap to your bird on turn 1, because the Dugong is guaranteed to use rest on turn 2, giving you the opportunity to switch back to your Nidoking, use an X-Act, and horn drill the rest of the team.
People already answered this in chat, but yes, the only Pokemon that Gunner deposited were the ones that were already fainted, so very little risk to him here. And of course, if the margin remains this low, those 2 extra Pokemon on the Hall of Fame screen can make a difference, so... Randall through Lorelei. Going on to Bruno. Bruno's Onyx here can be pretty nerve-wracking. Slam crit is a thing. Primal doing well to keep up the pace here. There's a slam. Ooh, no crit.
Super sweaty moment when that slam comes in.
Yeah.
The slam, the top end of that range, it's 20 damage exactly, so he was at risk to die there.
But he's through it, and he will have red bar through the Machamp.
Good question. Did Gunner Elixir before going into Bruno?
He did not. He's doing it now.
And there he goes. Gets Rock Throw, which is not that big of a deal. and from there on, the fight should be fine.
Gunner did not save, no.
No, saving for Bruno is not common. Especially if you're at a decent health pool, there's no need to save.
Primal going in a very interesting spot to super repel and strength there, but it works. Okay, Agatha. The Agatha fight can be very troll.
Yep. This fight can't, or you can lose your Nidoking on this fight, but more often than not, it's just annoying to fight this because you can get put to sleep, have to fight through confusion.
Speak of the devil, there's the confusion. One earthquake through. Gunner could, depending on how this fight goes, if Randall gets caught in a loop, or not in a loop, but if he, gets unlucky with confusion, this can give Gunner what he needs to catch back up. But so far, Randall hitting both of his moves.
Yeah, big deal would be if he missed that attack there and got hazed, then this fight changes a little bit.
And snapped out of confusion. Really good sequence for Randall there.
Yeah,
he could have gone a lot worse for him.
Yeah, the only way that could have gone better is if he didn't
boulder.
see the confusion at all. We saw a swag boulder. Lovely.
All right, Gunner gets put to sleep. Yeah. So loses a little time there, but no further trolling from Agatha for Gunner there.
Let's see if he hits a blizzard. No, missed it.
But didn't get hazed, so...
Yeah, it's still okay. He's still getting an elixir for Lance, so the blizzard count doesn't really matter as long as you hit it, as long as you kill that go back.
Primal with another one.
Oh,
we are over 10 swag boulders, everybody.
Oh my god. What a baller happening on the right side of your screen. Now does he go for the full restore? No, we're under the 0.5.
Okay, Randall with the save before Lance. Gyarados is always a scary Pokemon to face when you're Nidoking.
So heading into Gyarados here, we'll heal up to a certain amount depending on what our health is. We'll use a certain combination of super potions and potions to make sure we can live this Hydro Pump hit. However, a Hydro Pump crit is basically death.
And Primal going into the first Elite Four fight.
Randall does not get crit. He makes it through Gyarados.
With Red Bar too, so... No Hydro Pump miss, no... Ooh, missed a Blizzard, not an issue because all Dragonair will do is Agility.
Does need to make sure he gets his Blizzard kill on these Dragonairs though. If you run out of Blizzard PP by the time you're fighting Dragonite, that can get awkward. And Primal heading into the Elite Four. Alright. Another Blizzard hit. See what happens for Gunner. Sets up his X special, and here comes the Hydro Pump. Ooh, he survives.
Gunner also lives the Hydro Pump.
Randall hits his final Blizzard, makes it through Lance.
Gunner's gonna have to Elixir on the second Dragonair. He didn't do it before the fight.
Still safe here. The Dragonair is going to use Agility again, and you want to set up an X special here as well, so it's a bit awkward, but...
It's not the biggest punish that you could have in the run.
It can certainly be worse.
Cat Jam, Cat Jam, Cat Jam.
Alright, let's see what happens for Randall here. Final fight. There's a couple ways this can go wrong.
Alright, Whirlwind there is fine. We'll go for an X-Ack. And Randall is through. He's just going to Horn Drill everything.
Yep. GG's for Randall.
GG, Randall.
That's crazy. It was close at the very end there. I mean, only maybe 20 seconds separating them. 20, 30 seconds at the end there. But Randall ran a great race. We kept it very clean, very by the book this run.
Yep.
Saw everything he wanted to see. Got red bar when he needed it. He played it safe for the fly split, but all the way through the end of the game, he was super clean. Gunner, of course, made a couple of those menuing mistakes with his repels.
A lot of yellow decisions there. Randall takes down the Venusaur. Gunner also getting the Sky Attack here from Pidgeotto. Does hit the Blizzard.
Yeah.
So he won't have to worry about having to reset or anything.
Let's see what Gunner's pace.
Primal's still doing very well. He's up to Agatha now.
See the results page. So Gunner looking at around a 157 pace.
Yeah. Randall going with the ultimate swag strat here, which is depositing a Ducks in the Hall of Fame.
That's very classy. Is that our first Ducks of the tournament?
Might be.
Amazing. Gunner's time still decent chance of advancing from second place here. Of course, there'll be 13 total second place finishers that move on to the next round.
Primal having to reset there. Unlucky.
A 157 should be good enough. There's only a few races left in round one. We'll have to see the rest of the races over the weekend and coming up on Monday.
Oh no, Primal didn't save before his fight.
Oh no.
That's a shame.
That's terrible. Damn.
Gunner threw his race. Randall done. So Randall Eats Cheese is our winner for this race.
Congrats to Randall.
If we can get those guys in here.
Let's see results here. 156.43. Puts him towards the bottom end of pot one at the moment. Or actually not pot one, is it? He moves on, but I think he'll end up in pot two, with depending on the rest of the races. Still a good time for a race, especially if you're showing up in the tournament. Throwing down a 156 ain't bad.
For sure.
Gunner gonna end up with a slightly. Let's see if it's sub 30. Yep, 57.28.
A 156.43 and a 157.28. That's a hell of a race.
Yeah, 57.28 is just ahead of, just about ahead of the bubble in second place. So we'll see where he ends up.
All right, looks like we've got Primal and Randall. Let's get them both in here.
Yep.
Okay, guys, welcome. Great job to both of you. Let's go to Randall first. You won the race, man. What were you thinking? Did you have the stream open at all? Could you see Gunner's pace from that?
What happened?
So throughout the run, Gunner was doing a couple of things that were kind of ingrained through yellow.
Yeah, okay.
So for instance, he got Ice Beam for a little bit. Did a couple of other things, and then he forgot to elixir at a couple spots, so it wasn't a whole lot, but he continued to drop a couple of frames here, a couple of frames there to you, and you weren't making the same mistakes, so you were eventually able to catch back up.
Yeah, it seemed like the second half of your run was very clean, free of drama.
That's pretty much the way to say it.
Then, real quick, over to Primal. So, what happened there? Were you out of revives?
I wasn't out of revives. I, for some reason, deposited Squirtle and Paris, and didn't save for Agatha. Because I'm like, I got revives, why save for Agatha?
Needs something to swap into. Yeah. I mean, it's better that you had the idea of using the revives. I just forgot to use mine at all, so...
Oh, my.
But you were doing really well there to keep the pace throughout.
Yeah,
You
that's
were
what
the
impressed
last
me
part of the
most.
ride felt was really clean.
Yeah.
Until
For coming in here and that being your first race in general, and showing up in the tournament and playing pretty cleanly from there is it's pretty impressive.
Thanks.
And you were keeping, like you said, we kept pace from a certain point in the race. You were pretty much, on the same speed as the other guys. Which is nice to see. Is Gunner coming in? Is he gonna come join us?
He's hanging out with chat right now. We'll see.
Yeah. How do you guys feel, or Randall? How do you feel about moving into round 2?
I'm exhausted, and that was exhilarating and also extremely stupid. I'm so sad with my performance.
Well,
I've been working on the minutes, and I completely goofed almost all of them.
Same
Yeah.
here.
That it was interesting seeing there's out of all the manips that you would expect to see trouble with in a tournament setting, we've seen a lot of runners have issues with the cans manip. And
Yeah.
That
That was early on in the tournament.
but Primal had some issues with it today as well. And that kind of blew out the margin a little bit early there.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
I don't know if I got IGT'd on
Oh,
Nido Minute.
Gunner is here. I'm going to go ahead and add him in.
Sweet.
Hey, Gunner, GG's, man.
GG's.
So, what did you think about the second half of your run there?
I'm pretty sure I forgot every single elixir timing, every one of them.
All of them.
I did get the max ether correct though.
I think he got the Koga elixir.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true. But that one's, that one doesn't count.
That's built
You have to
in.
do something on that turn. but yeah, the lavender arrival death was annoying, but then I forgot I had revives, so I could have saved that also. And then I stalled for 4 turns on Hypno and took no damage, so don't do that, anyone, ever.
Oh, fun.
Yep, Stalling loses again.
Pinkish was so happy in chat.
Everyone cheering for the stall punish now.
With your yellow movements that we saw at some point in there, is that just super ingrained or?
Well, okay, number one, I was having major fire red PTSD throughout that whole run. And so I guess I'm more familiar with yellow, and that's what took over. I know I did a thing in the forest, and
The bike ride in fuchsia.
oh, I didn't cut the trees. Yeah, well, that's fire red too. And then I tried to fly out of Safari Zone because that's in fire red. But okay, I literally picked up my red card 3 hours ago and learned Nido Manip, Moon Manip, and the whole route, which is a new route. So I played worse than I expected to, even considering that. But yeah, it was bad.
Still not a bad time for your chances for advancing to round 2. Were you, Gunner and Randall, were you guys able to see each other's splits going through and see how close it was?
I mean, I had the
I could only see. I was only watching the SpeedGaming stream.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, because you guys
I
were
saw
within
splits, obviously.
20, 30 seconds of each other for a really long time.
Yeah, good job not giving up. You were super far behind at the beginning, but then I
was tilting so hard.
I wasn't.
I
I was chilling even through all of it.
Kind of had I had some sort of panic attack before the race, like an hour and a half ago, and it kind of carried on.
Dude, people won't understand and think, oh, what, that's so weird or whatever. But you don't know what it's like until a shitload of people are about to judge your every movement for something you practiced a lot for, dude. I mean, and doubly so at GDQ or something. But yeah, I mean that's a real thing for sure. I mean, my heart rate even goes up when I do Moon Manip and stuff.
Absolutely, and you guys did excellent, of course. Randall, Gunner, Primal, all 3 of you guys did really well to show the differences that we can expect between decisions in the run and just the small amounts of time difference between execution that you can see make up a gap like we had between Randall and Gunner there, and then just a little difference in RNG, what that can mean. It was a really good showcase, I think.
Yeah, it's a really good race, guys. So I guess as we get ready to wrap this up, is there anything, any final word from you guys, any shout outs or anything you guys want to plug on our way out?
I got nothing.
Give me Poke Guy next round.
Gunner immediately muting. Calling out Poke Guy, muting. So there you have it, guys. Follow all these lovely runners on Twitch, please. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight, and we'll see you in the next round. Next race is coming up. Where's my schedule at?
Tomorrow.
I believe it's tomorrow. I don't have the time.
It'll be Gatorism, WhatsApp, and ATN.
My schedule's still loading. It's at 1400 GMT.
1400 GMT.
No, 1400 Eastern.
1400 EST, surely.
Okay, so 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern tomorrow will be the next race. I had a lot of fun tonight. Thanks for the good race, guys.
Guys, thank you so much for the race. Thanks for putting up with us as commentators, guys, and everybody have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
All right.